And good morning. It's 9:30 and 41 degrees here in Canton, Georgia. This past week the Christmas tree was lit Wednesday night. We've got another few days of those beautiful ginkgo trees on Main Street before the leaves fall off. Now, speaking of Main Street, one of the things on Main Street that's interesting is a marquee that sticks out over the sidewalk, and it's at the Canton Theater. And so today, joining me is Kristin, who is the director of the Canton Theater, Kristin Norton. So welcome, Kristin. Appreciate you coming into the Breakfast Club.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm very excited to be here.
Well, we moved to Canton, I guess it was 2 years ago now, although with COVID, I only consider one of those 2 years. And one of the things we noticed was the marquee sticking out, and of course the theater was closed then, but it's reopened and we've got a big Christmas schedule coming up, so tell us about it.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we're really getting kicked off with our holiday offerings beginning this weekend. So if you're part of the Canton Music Shop crew, we have a great recital this afternoon featuring that group of students, so that's very exciting. And then tomorrow we have a fun feature showing of a film called The Farmer and the Bells Saving Santaland. It's a great little kind of Hallmark style film that has a lot of local connections. I've had so many people come in and say, oh, my friend is in this movie, my aunt is in this movie. So we're very excited to be able to go ahead and show that tomorrow at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. So you're welcome to come on and get your tickets at the door, and we'd love to see you. We're going to have a bunch of carolers singing for us. The WOW Youth Chorus will be performing, and it's just going to be a great time. Amy Sutherland, one of the actresses from the film, is going to be there signing autographs. So it's really shaped up to be a fun, good family event.
So this is going to be not only a movie, but a live production as well.
Well,
with the
yeah, we're going to have the students singing beforehand, so there will be a little bit of live entertainment as people are filling the seats.
Okay, so that's this week. What else is going on during the Christmas holidays at the Canton Theater?
We'll take a little bit of a break for Thanksgiving, but we'll be back next Saturday. That's November 27th, with my personal favorite movie, which is White Christmas. And we'll be showing a sing-along version of that film, which just means, the words will be up on the screen so everyone knows what's coming up and everyone can be ready to sing. And that is sponsored by a really, really great sponsorship that we have with T-Mobile. And because of that sponsorship, we're able to offer our admission for just $2. And then all of our concessions are going to be complimentary thanks to them. So we really, really appreciate them being able to do that. And Santa's going to be there after the film to take pictures, and we may have a special guest choir singing a little bit beforehand, but we'll see how that shapes up. We've got some things up our sleeve.
Okay, sounds like a lot to do there. What's the capacity of the theater? People can they get advance tickets to some of these things?
Yes, absolutely.
Is that a good idea, obviously?
It's a good idea. In fact, White Christmas is very close to being sold out, so you can check online, but we also have regular box office hours on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays from 12 to 4. So you can come in and buy your tickets. You're always welcome to call us or to email us as well, and we can help you out with tickets for those things.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the theater itself just a little bit. It looks like it's not like a regular theater at all. When we first walked in there, I saw some, a balcony that was a little bit different than a theater. So tell us about the design of the theater, and how did it start out, by the way?
So the theater has always been a theater throughout its entire life, which began in 1911.
Wow.
So in 1911, someone thought Canton needs a theater, and they built a silent movie theater. So that is pretty fascinating that we have operated as a theater for over 100 years. It's really amazing. And the theater operated as a theater throughout the 70s, 80s, when technology became updated. Bigger, fancier theaters were built closer to Atlanta, and people really stopped coming to the Canton Theater. So, you'll find a lot of people that have great memories of their childhood and early adulthood come into the theater for Saturday afternoons and for date night. but at that point, things pretty much changed, and the theater just became in really poor condition. It was very run down. At one point in the 90s, the county was actually looking at condemning the building because it was in just such a terrible state.
Mm-hmm.
There were animals living inside, and many locals called it the pigeon roost. Thankfully, we have no pigeons anymore.
Yeah.
The public was very vocal about how this was a thing that they wanted to be saved. So thanks to our public and the mayor and council of the city at the time, the city council saw fit to ask the gentleman that owned the theater if he would be interested in doing a land swap. So they gave him a little bit of property on the edge of the city limits, and the city took in this rundown theater. And through some financing with the Downtown Development Authority, the city was able to acquire funds to do a total renovation and restoration. And it was decided that they should restore the theater to the Art Deco style. So that's how you get the beautiful, beautiful interior with all the wood and the brass and the lush curtains that we have today.
Now, is it true that vaudeville was once a fact of the theater?
People say that.
Yeah.
But in all of the history that I have done, and in all the pictures and the things that people tell me firsthand, it was pretty much just a movie theater.
Okay.
Now you will find that at times they brought in special guests. So if you've heard that might be something that had happened at that time. I know I've seen a lot of pictures of lions and tigers and bears set up on the sidewalk outside. And there's also a picture that floats about of an airplane in front. So,
oh my goodness.
Who really knows what they were doing? I know they had a lot of special guests. So yeah, it's possible that some vaudeville acts performed at times, but not as a regular thing.
Okay. Now, is it possible to rent the theater, like for corporate meetings or that kind of thing?
We book pretty far out just because of the nature of what we do. We have several great theater groups that we work with, including Cherokee Theater Company, which will actually be with us next month for their production of A Christmas Carol. But we work with them over a year in advance. We're already working on 2023 right now, so it is a little bit difficult to get a rental for a small event, but it's always possible. So I love for people to call and come look, and yeah, definitely possible.
So what's the capacity at the theater? How many seats are there?
There are 170 seats in what we call the house. Some people don't know what that means, but that's the part where you sit down, the auditorium part. So 170 seats in the house, and the building capacity is 220.
Okay.
So it's a small space.
Great. So tell us a little bit about Kristin. How did you come to be a director of the theater there, and a little bit about your background?
Sure. Well, that's an interesting story. I am a Canton native. I am 38 years old, and I grew up here. I've lived every day of my life in Canton, Georgia. I was very involved in theater when I was younger. Our Cherokee County school system has a wonderful program called the Academy Street Theater Group. And at the time that I performed with the Academy Street Theater Group, it was actually on Academy Street in what is now our City Hall. So that is a very full circle moment for me to be a City of Canton employee and to have kind of gotten my start in theater at what is now our City Hall. I performed throughout elementary, middle, and high school with Academy Street, and then through also the schools that I was attending, and also some local theaters around the area. And then I went to college, and I thought about studying theater, and my parents said, you should really study something that you can get a job in sometime in the future. So I worked a little bit on my early childhood education degree. It wasn't really for me. So I didn't finish at the time, but I'm working on finishing my degree right now. It's never too late.
Great.
And I was a stay-at-home mom. I had two beautiful girls. One of them's over there right now, Hayden and Addie, and I stayed at home with them for many years. And I kind of came to begin working with the city again through my involvement with the Service League of Cherokee County and Riverfest. So I was very involved with them for the 10 years that I was a member. After your 10 years, you get to retire and become an honorary member.
Sure.
So that was a great time in my life.
Yeah.
But
Good.
following my time with the Service League and Riverfest, I began working for the City of Canton Public Works, helping with special events. And then when the position became open at the theater, I applied for it along with about 60 other people. And I went through a couple of rounds of interviews, and finally I was able to accept the job, and I was very, very
Great.
happy about that.
Great. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
So you've been a Canton native, and you lived here all your life, and you've seen a lot of changes in Canton. Canton, Georgia is a city that is changing. Tell us a little bit about what you think the future is for Canton compared to now. Like right now, we've got this beautiful little kind of a classic small town feel with a gazebo in the middle and the Christmas tree and the square. What do you see for the future?
So for the future, I think that we're going to keep that beautiful, charming, the square, the park in the middle. I think we're going to keep all that charm. I think that is one of the things that is very important to the people who live here and to our mayor and council, is that we keep that history. And to me, that's one of the things that makes Canton so special, is that we all who live here value those things. But I think we've also got a lot of room to grow, and I hear that we've got a lot of really cool, awesome things developing, and I really look forward to that. I think that, just some of the new businesses that we have lately, just like Bananas and Beehives where we are today, they just bring so much just new life and just a new variety for us. And I think it's just really great. I think we're on a great path, and I can't wait to see where we go.
Yeah, good. Now, if I want to learn more, or the public wants to learn more about the Canton Theater and the upcoming programs, is there a website they can check on?
Yeah, we're part of the City of Canton's website,
Okay.
so you can go to cantongA.gov/Canton Theater, and you can see our calendar events and just click on any of the events that you're interested in, and it'll have a little bit more detailed information. Or Facebook is always a great place to find out information about us.
Great. And anything else you want to tell us about the theater or upcoming events? You've done a great job.
Oh, well, thank you. We're just so excited to be back after COVID. It was a long year and a half that we were closed for. So I hope you'll come out and join us for some of the great productions that we have coming up. I know A Christmas Carol is going to be amazing. And then we'll have one more fun movie event with T-Mobile after that. We're doing Elf on December 21st. So there's lots of time to come for something for the holidays. And we've got great stuff this spring, too.
Great. Okay. Kristin Norton, Director of the Canton Theater, thank you.
Thank
And
you.
we'll look forward to some of those events with our family. And so next week, we'll be right here at 9:30 again. And until then, happy Thanksgiving.
No, I'm okay.